Researchers have been looking into a tiny Italian island, Sardinia, because of the fact that that island alone has a considerable amount of individuals who live past the age of 100, centenarians as they're referred to. And the proportion of centenarians has been found to be 3 times greater than in the rest of Sardinia. And what they're talking about there is a small part of Sardinia known as Tiana. That is where they found the proportion to be 3 times greater than in the rest of Sardinia. But if you look at Sardinia as an island, you'll notice that there are a lot of people there who manage to live past the age of 100. So what gives? What are they doing? Is it the olive oil? Like, everyone immediately goes to diet and exercise and lifestyle habits. And the researchers actually did control for those factors. And they found that another factor that often isn't talked about enough is how a social setting can help elongate, or lengthen your lifespan. So this was a shock to me, but they found that there's a lot more family involvement here in this part of the world. Okay, families all up in your business all the time, and somehow
who knew that would be good for you?
That led to a longer lifespan. That is unbelievable.
You associate family with stress, yeah.
No, I don't. I love you, everyone, family members that are watching this. But yeah, now look, I'm gonna get into the specifics of how people socialize in Sardinia compared to other parts of the world. But it is interesting to see that increased family involvement, increased social behavior has led to longer lifespans like this.
Yes. Social interaction was a point or a variable that doesn't usually come up when we think about healthy living longer. And people previously studied genetics, diet and exercise as well. This is the philosophy that folks adhere to when they think about blue zones around the world, places where people live very late in their lives. But what's really interesting is I've been reading up on what social interaction does for us sociobiologically. And this guy, Johann Hari, he wrote this book called Chasing the Scream. And he revealed that the study, I don't know if I've talked about this on TYT, but the study that informs every way we understood addiction was redone with a different variable. So the study is a rat by itself in a cage drinking water that's cocaine laced and then water that's regular, right? And then of course it went for the cocaine every other time. And then this guy, Bruce Alexander, repeated the study and then he put that rat in a rat pack. And then in that rat pack, they found that that rat or all the rats, they tried the cocaine laced water, but then went back to the regular water. And so they theorized that because the rat was in an environment with other rats, it didn't need to depend on a quote unquote drug addiction to have like dopamine releases, endorphin rushes. And so similarly, I know this was a long story, but similarly.
No, that's very much the point. No, that is. You're saying that we're getting the very things that nurture us, that nourish us, we're getting that in a social setting as opposed to having to get it from externals like the food we eat and what we take in.
Right.
Yeah, so we're running out of time, but I just wanted to quickly mention that, in this type of society, what researchers are noticing is that unlike in America, elderly people are revered, they're celebrated, families don't send them away to homes, they live in that same household, and they're appreciated. And they're also very active. Elderly people are going out and they're having conversations and they're playing board games with their friends. And so that type of social behavior leads to a certain type of, healthful's not a word, is it?
Yeah, it is, sure.
Yeah. Healthful existence that really does increase the length of time they live.
You just watched the video by the Young Turks, the home of the revolution. If you'd like to get the full show, come join us and become a member. TYTnetwork.com/join.